I want to say at the outset how pleased I am with the content of the budget, and I want to commend Minister Donoghue and more particularly Minister McGrath for the excellent work they did in presenting the budget. As a Fianna Fáil TD, it was a great honour for me to see Minister McGrath stand up and present what was a very expansionist budget. That is what the country requires at present. We're going through a period of significant economic turbulence and uncertainty, and the appropriate way to respond to that economically is through borrowing. And I want to just thank and commend Minister McGrath for his contribution to that budgetary policy that I believe everyone in this House recognises is correct. I think it's important to point out that the budget does provide supports for businesses and companies and individuals who are going through very significant financial distress as a result of this extraordinary pandemic that is going through all our lives. I also think it's important to point out that government can control issues pertaining to economics and financial responses to these events. But it's also important to point out that we cannot provide a response to every single issue. And I think we need, as politicians and as a House, to recognise our limitations, particularly when it comes to naturally occurring events. If a hurricane or a major weather event takes place, what we can do is we can try to put in place measures to protect the public and citizens from the severity of that unnatural, or rather natural, weather event. Similarly, when it comes to a pandemic, it is such an unusual event, but all we can do in terms of trying to protect the public is to try to ensure that we can suppress the impact of the pandemic upon the Irish public. We're never, I regret to say, going to be able to control this event in the same way as we can't control another natural event such as a hurricane. I spoke before, going back as far as the 6th of May, Caherlick, about the concern I have about the impact that the pandemic and our restrictions that have been imposed are having on young people, in particular people between the ages of 16 and 25. I'm more concerned today about it. I think we as a political system have to try to develop some policies in order to protect young people and in order to enable them to try to live their life in as normal a way as possible. It is regrettably the case that the restrictions that we are imposing and have to be imposed are having an extremely negative impact on young people. It's interfered with their education, with their employment, with their entertainment, with their pastimes, with their relationships. And as a body, we need to come up with some policies and proposals to protect them. Thank you very much.